White medium star, the night I realized he was meant for me. I never thought one evening could change the entire direction of my life. But then again, love doesn't follow logic, it follows timing. My name is Ava Carter, and this is the story of how I fell for the man who had been right in front of me all along, yet I was too stubborn, too scared, too busy running from my own heart to notice. It started on a rainy Thursday in London, one of those evenings where the clouds look bruised and heavy, and the world slows down just enough to make you notice things you usually ignore. I had just left work, exhausted, irritated, and honestly a little heartbroken. My 3-month relationship had ended that morning in the most cliché way possible, a text message. I remember staring at my phone in shock, reading the words again and again. It's not you. It's me. We want different things. I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry. But instead, I had forced myself through a full day of meetings, fake smiles, and endless coffee. And now, walking toward the tube station with rain tapping against my umbrella, I felt everything hitting me at once. That's when I heard a familiar voice behind me. Ava? Hey, Ava. I turned. And there he was. Ethan Reyes. Tall, broad-shouldered, messy hair, warm brown eyes, the boy next door I had grown up with. My childhood partner in crime. My teenage tutor in math. My accidental emotional support buddy every time I messed up my dating life. Only now, he wasn't a boy. He had grown into his adult handsomeness so quietly that sometimes I forgot to breathe when I looked at him. What happened? He asked, eyes scanning my face, reading every emotion I was trying to hide. Nothing, I lied out of habit. He raised an eyebrow. Ava. Your nothing looks like everything is falling apart. What's wrong? And just like that, my defenses cracked. He broke up with me, I whispered, feeling embarrassment burn my cheeks. Ethan's jaw tightened. That jerk? Ava, he didn't deserve you. Something in his voice, protective, angry, gentle, hit me deep. I swallowed hard. Can we not talk about it? I murmured. Then let's change the topic, he said softly. Come on. I'm taking you somewhere. I frowned. Where? You'll see. He took my umbrella from my hand, held it over both of us, and we walked side by side through the drizzle. His arm brushed mine. And even through the cold rain, I felt a warmth spreading through me. We ended up in a small cafe tucked between 2 old bookstores on Kensington High Street. Warm light, wood-paneled walls, the smell of cinnamon and coffee, it felt like stepping into a hug. Ethan ordered for both of us, hot chocolate with whipped cream, just the way I liked it. I found myself staring at him, wondering when his shoulders had gotten so broad, when his voice had gotten so deep, when he had changed from the boy who used to tease me to the man who always made me feel safe. He caught me looking. What? He smiled. Nothing, I said quickly, feeling like a teenager again. He didn't push. He just sat across from me, warming his hands around his mug. And then he said something simple that made my walls crumble. I'm here, okay? Whatever you need. I don't know why those words hit me so hard. Maybe because no one had said them to me in a long time. Maybe because I knew Ethan meant them. Maybe because, for the first time that whole miserable day, I finally felt like I wasn't alone. We talked for hours, about work, about life, about stupid memories from high school. At one point I started laughing so hard I forgot I had been crying earlier. And the way Ethan kept looking at me, like he was memorizing every expression I made, it made my heart flutter in ways I didn't understand yet. By the time we stepped back onto the street, the rain had stopped and the night felt soft and silver. We walked toward my apartment, neither of us wanting the evening to end. I was shivering from the cold, so Ethan shrugged off his jacket and draped it over my shoulders. You're freezing, he murmured, his fingers brushing my neck. I swallowed. My heartbeat quickened. Something changed between us in that moment, something warm, electric, dangerous. I felt it. I knew he felt it too. We reached my building. For a few seconds we just stood there in silence, staring at each other under the dim street light. "Well," I whispered, "thank you, for tonight." "You don't have to thank me," he said softly. He stepped closer. My breath hitched. His hands slid into his pockets, as if he was stopping himself from touching me. "Ava," he said quietly, "I don't want this night to be the only night you lean on me." My heart stopped. "I've always been here," he continued, voice steady but emotional. "Maybe you didn't see it. Maybe you weren't ready. But he exhaled shakily. "I care about you. More than I should." A stunned warmth bloomed through me. "Ethan," I whispered, not sure what to say. "You just got out of something," he said. "I know. I'm not asking for anything. I just needed you to know." He started to step back. But I grabbed his hand. "Don't go," I said softly. He froze. And then I did something I never thought I'd be brave enough to do. I leaned up and kissed him. Just a soft, trembling kiss at first. His lips warm and hesitant. And then he cupped my face, pulled me closer, and kissed me like he had waited a lifetime for that moment. My heart was racing. My knees weak. My whole body warm as his arms wrapped around me. When we finally pulled apart, both breathless, I whispered, "Why didn't you tell me earlier?" He smiled, a soft, aching smile. "Because you kept choosing everyone except me." A tear slipped down my cheek without warning. He wiped it gently with his thumb. "I'm not choosing anyone else anymore," I whispered. And there, under the streetlight outside my apartment, Ethan kissed me again, slowly, tenderly, with a kind of love that felt like coming home. The following months were the happiest of my life. Ethan didn't rush me. He didn't push. He didn't make promises he couldn't keep. Instead, he showed up, again and again and again. Morning texts. Surprise coffees. Late night walks. Soft touches. Long hugs. And those kisses. God, those kisses. Warm. Sweet. Slow. The kind that made me feel cherished, not used. He became my safe place. My peace. My reason to smile again. Our chemistry wasn't explosive, it was deeper, steadier, more intimate than anything I had known. PG-16 plus but romantic, sensual in the way real love is, not rushed, not cheap, but full of desire wrapped in tenderness. There were moments I will never forget. The night he traced circles on my back as I fell asleep on his chest. The morning he cooked breakfast wearing a messy t-shirt and the sleepy grin I loved. The afternoon he lifted my chin and whispered, "You deserve everything good, Ava." The evening he kissed me breathless in my kitchen because he missed my face. I fell for him slowly at first, then all at once. Exactly 1 year after the night he saved me from heartbreak, he brought me back to that same cafe. Same table. Same hot chocolates. But this time, there was no rain. He reached across the table, took my hand, and said, "You were never meant to cry over someone who couldn't see your worth. You were meant to find someone who knew it from day one." My eyes filled with tears. "And Ava," he continued, voice trembling, "I've known it since we were kids." Then he stood, walked beside me, and knelt down on one knee. My breath caught. "Marry me," he whispered. "Make me the man who gets to love you for the rest of our lives." My heart overflowed. "Yes," I whispered. 1,000 times yes. He pulled me into his arms, and everyone in the cafe clapped, but I barely heard them, because all I could hear was the pounding of my heart and the whispered promise he made into my ear. "You'll never cry alone again." And that's how my story ends. Not with heartbreak. Not with loneliness. But with a man who saw me even when I couldn't see myself. The man who always loved me quietly. Until the night I finally loved him back loudly. Our happily ever after wasn't perfect. But it was real. Deep. Warm. And ours. And sometimes, that's all you ever need.